Hey guys, so the war within is upon us. Alpha, I believe, is out. So Blizzard has released a video about Delves, which is a new sort of like dungeon experience coming to the game. Um, they're from what I heard, they're pretty fast, like 10 to 15 minutes. Even soloing the damn thing. So that's really good if you're a person who doesn't have a lot of time. You want to go and want to collect transmog, or you want to gear up. It seems like it's a good way. They're kind of like a mixture, apparently, of like scenarios. If you remember those from Mists of Pandaria, which I loved. Little bite-sized dungeon type experiences. 3 people to the team, and you can complete the thing fairly quickly. So if you're busy, you got a family, these should be a fun way to kind of get stuff that you need. But yeah, this is War Within Alpha Delves feature overview.
World of Warcraft's upcoming expansion, The War Within, introduces an all-new pillar of progression for open-world players. Delves are 1 to 5 player, role-agnostic adventures found throughout Khaz-Algar. Players will typically be able to complete these bite-sized combat, puzzle, and platforming experiences in just 10 to 15 minutes, providing an additional way to...
Okay, so first off, not only did they say bite size, which I think I said, I also said 10 to 15 minutes, which they also said. I think maybe this thing's able to, they're able to read my mind or something.
Level and an alternative path to endgame rewards alongside Mythic Plus dungeons, raids, and PvP. Players can dive into Delves alone or in parties of any number up to 5, and any combination of classes and roles are viable, letting you approach each adventure as you see fit. Multiple healers could offer a safer way to travel, but prioritizing damage output might allow you to sprint through at record pace. This versatility allows players to progress with who they want, how they want, and when they want. As you approach, you'll be prompted to choose a difficulty level, called a tier, and can then walk right in. There is no loading screen. Lower tiers are available during leveling, with higher tiers added at max level and Season 1. If you're grouping with a friend or a couple of guildmates, just party up to enter the same instance. If you're looking to meet new Delvers, the Group Finder tool can assist with finding or forming a party. In the same way it helps form groups for quests, mythic dungeons, raids, and custom activities. Whether you group with friends or strangers, everyone in your party can play whatever class and specialization they want, so no one has to sit out or be overlooked because their desired role is already filled. The flexibility of Delves is made possible thanks to your companion NPC. Each season, you'll be accompanied by a new companion who can be customized to complement your playstyle. The legendary dwarven historian Bran Bronzebeard, renowned explorer and veteran of the Second War, will be the first to join you. By choosing Bran's specialization, he could be molded into a healer or damage dealer, allowing him to fill the role you or your group need. As you progress, Bran levels up too, gaining skills that expand his arsenal and enhance his effectiveness. If you want to focus on damage output yourself, Healer Bran is happy to throw a potion on the ground that heals allies. Or, with a damage-focused Bran, you could activate his Gryphon's battle harness, which lets him bombard enemies with lightning hammers from atop his loyal Griffin. Once you're max level and Bran is of a high enough rank, you'll begin earning curios. Equip Bran by choosing a combat curio and a utility curio to give him trinket-like effects that empower your party. In addition, Bran can help you find lost supplies and delves that can help you in your runs. There will be 12 different delves to explore at launch, and you can expect to find some in each of the new zones. In the Isle of Dorn, you venture into the Earthcrawl Mines, a dig site that has been taken over by Nerubians. In Hallowfall, you must carefully explore the Sinkhole, the very bottom of the zone, where all the water gathers and Kobus lurk and lure in their victims. In the Ringing Deep's Dread Pit, you'll spelunk into a forward base of operations that the Nerubians are using to lay assault on the machine speakers. And more adventures await in Azj-Kahet to discover for yourself. Upon the start of Season 1, a 13th delve will become unlockable. Focusing on a single boss encounter, players must now brave the enemy's lair and defeat the greatest threat yet, Zevzik. Delves are designed with replayability in mind and feature changing objectives. This means delves are dynamic, with each offering multiple experiences. Delve variants are unlocked at max level, similar to how world quests are unlocked, with different variants available on a given day. Perhaps one day you're sent on a mission to rescue a group of Earthen from the Nerubians, but on another you find yourself working with the Arathi to burn all the Nerubian nests in that same location. Thanks to their dynamic objectives, you could visit the same delve multiple times and have completely different adventures. Completing delves will reward you with a variety of valuable loot. Get to the treasure room at the end of a delve, and you'll find chests that will provide you with guaranteed core progression rewards, upgrade track currencies, delve currency, and more, including a unique reward. The Delver's dirigible mount can only be earned through delves. It's a cosmetically customizable flying machine that allows you to mix and match various modules to create your own dynamic flight masterpiece. As you complete more of these adventures and journey into Azeroth's core, you'll earn new customization options, with more choices added each season. Core progression items earned scale all the way up into the endgame. They are awarded at item levels relative to the difficulty of the delve, similar to how Mythic Plus dungeons and raids work, with items capping out at power levels comparable to Heroic raids or Mythic Plus 5 keys. Even the Great Vault itself is being updated to include reward choices for completing delves, offering players a chance to earn powerful items on a weekly basis. Delve currency can be used to buy collectibles and entry-level Warbound gear. You can also find the collectibles and Warbound gear in chests directly, as well as transmogs, pets, toys, recipes, and reagents. Keep an eye out for new hat cosmetics that can drop, and embrace your inner kobold or fungus. Are you ready to dive into delves? Experience a more flexible, more customizable world of Warcraft in the War Within.
Okay, so delves. They look pretty good. I like the idea of scenarios. You know, like I said, I really did love the scenarios back in Mists of Pandaria. They were very interesting, because a lot of them were really lore heavy. But like I said, from the beginning, I said that they were like bite size, and that's good, because when you don't have a lot of time, you want something you can go into and get out of quickly, you know? You don't want to worry about, oh god, I'm gonna keep wiping on this, or oh, we don't have enough people. It's like, no, you go into it. Not so much with the scenarios, but I mean, scenarios were easier to queue for, because instead of 5 people, it was only 3. So, but yeah, also the ever changing, kind of like, what's it, Torghast, where it's like random all the time, and I loved places like that, where every time you go in, it's different. But of course, it can only be different, I guess, so many times. I'm sure there's a certain number of, you know, like, oh, certain actors can only be here a certain amount of times, and so I wouldn't say it's infinite in possibilities, but you combine that with scenarios, you know, so like Torghast, scenarios, dungeons, you combine that together and you get delves, which is pretty cool. You get Brand to go along with you at first, so if you just want to kind of like power through it, you can kind of just like be a DPS and have him be DPS, or just have like teams, you know, your members, and have them all be DPS. If you're all like if you're like all paladins or something, you all have self heals. You know, you can just like power through the damn thing. But if you're like you know, well, actually mages, because they've got their shields, and that's pretty good. They don't have any real self heals though. Neither do warlocks. But let's see, mages, demon hunters, death knights, warriors, priests, rogues, pretty much everyone else except for like warlocks and mages have like some kind of health self heal. I think wait, don't warlocks have self healing? No, wait. Is it sacrificing your demon to increase your damage, or is it sacrificing your demon to give your... Well, actually, no, we have health stones, which, eh, eh. So, so maybe mages are the only ones that don't. Huh. Whatever. But yeah, you can just like power through it or take your time or whatever. And it seems like the rewards are pretty good. So if you don't feel like raiding, that's fine. You can do delves and get the same stuff as raiding. May not be as powerful perhaps, but it's still around that level. And because I don't, some of us just don't have time to sit there and wait for raids. And I've got 2 jobs. I certainly cannot wait for however many hours on Tuesdays or Thursdays or Saturdays or whatever, um, to do raiding. I used to. I used to be able to raid, but then you grow up and then you become an adult and have stuff to do. So being able to earn like raid tier stuff, or not raid tier, but the level of that from these delves, and it only requires one person. It's really good. Um, but I love the look of them. Just the fact that you could just no loading, you just go in, pick the difficulty, and there you go. You're in it. Pretty interesting. You got brand, combat, utility, or combat, utility, streamline, damage. And they're pretty simple. I hope it's not like, what I really want is it to be more like an RPG type thing where you go in and it is like, you collect keys and you have these mini bosses and you're opening treasure chests and you're able to break things, and think of like Baldur's Gate or Zelda or any one of those games where you go into a dungeon. A lot of things are interactable. You have puzzles to solve, keys to collect, mini bosses to kill, stuff like that. So I would love to see that, because this is an MMORPG. So I would definitely like to see more of that type of, like a Final Fantasy or, Genshin or whatever, rather than just run, 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 kill, kill, or, oh, there's a thing I need to collect, more dungeon-esque, which I think would be fun. You have like your little mini boss, and you get like recovery or something like that, and then you get to the main boss. You need like a key to open the boss door, and you get the big boss of that area, and it's like, oh, you'll never defeat me. And then you defeat it, and you get a bunch of rewards that transmog, and then you get warped to the Chamber of Sages, and you get a medallion, and it's all good stuff. No, John, you're stupid. But yeah, I really like the idea of these. Hopefully, I will actually do them, because I just didn't do Torghast. Like, even now, I've never once stepped into Torghast, ever. People really liked it, but after leveling in Shadowlands, I was like, I'm not doing this. I don't like Shadowlands. I don't like these areas very much. So I'm not gonna do it. So I've never once been into Torghast. I know. People are like, oh, it's amazing, it's so fun. Yeah, great. I understand that. I'm sure it is. I've never done it. Uh-oh. I'm being sued. um, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. For contain powerful equipment, exotic reagents, and secret recipes. Tier 1. Tier 2. Enemies have 25 more. Okay. Okay, so it's just, item 444, 437, 440. Okay, yeah. That's cool. Anyway. Yeah, so those are the delves. Hopefully they are as interesting as they seem. You never know. Uh, anyway, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.